Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newest Mercy College alumnus, Dr. Pablo Castillo, to give the commencement address. Dr. Castillo.
First of all, thank you very much for this kind invitation. It is an honor for me, not only because of the degree, but it's great to be here. This is a real feast. I can feel it. Dear graduates, family and friends, faculty here, and members of the Mercy College community at large, I will share with you a few remarks about my trajectory, how I got where I got, everything that President Holt told you today. Yes, I'm a physician scientist, interested in understanding how the brain works. Basically, that's in a nutshell. But the question is how I got here, and I was told that you want to listen to my story. So everybody has a story to tell. I'm going to tell you mine. So, well, as you heard, I was born and raised in the real South, far, far away from here, in Montevideo, Uruguay, where I studied medicine, got married, and had 3 kids. As much as I like medicine and helping people, I knew that science was my real passion. I was one of those medical students particularly interested in fundamental science. And now, many years after, I wonder why. I think I can come up with 2 main reasons. First, because I like it. I love being in the lab. To me, a magical place where one can test hypotheses, perform experiments, and find mechanistic explanations about fundamental biological phenomena. To me, that was it. But second, I realized that basic sciences such as biology, biochemistry, physiology, microbiology, neuroscience, all those subjects that you studied in college, were the fundamental pillars of medical knowledge. As I mentioned, I was very interested in the brain and in understanding what goes wrong in disease. However, I quickly learned that our understanding of most brain disorder was incomplete, to say the least. So after receiving my degree and working as a physician for 1 or 2 years in my home country, I applied for an international fellowship to receive postdoctoral training at the University of California, San Francisco. During my postdoctoral training is when I confirmed my real passion for science, which helped me overcome a few issues, some of which I want to tell you now. So, for example, I landed in a very competitive laboratory where I was the only Latino, the only with kids, and not only 1, but 3 of them. So my wife was a graduate student in biochemistry at the same time, so trust me, it was not easy for the family. 3 decades later, and after building a laboratory at Einstein here in the Bronx, I'm proud of the scientific discoveries we have made, and I'm equally proud of the diverse group of scientists that received training in my lab. I acknowledge I'm telling you the end of a movie, the 3-minute version of a long, winding road, and with a few roadblocks along the way that I'm not telling you about. But the truth is that at your stage, I had no clue where I would be, where I would end up being a few years later, not 1 decade later, just a few years later. All I had at that time was a passion for science and the gut feeling that I could make it. Of course, I had my fears and doubts. I feared that I could fail, of course, that perhaps I liked science, but not for the good reason. So like several of us like music, but not being musicians. So, but fortunately, role models and outstanding mentors along the way helped me tremendously. Among other things, they taught me that hard work and perseverance pay off. Enough about me. Today is a special day for all of you. You and your family had dreamed at some point and made great sacrifices to reach this point, and you have delivered. For that, you deserve a great congratulations. This is an outstanding achievement you must celebrate. You now belong to that 7% of humans in this planet with a bachelor's degree, 4 out of 10 in the US, and 2 out of 10 if you are a person of color. You went through extremely difficult times during the COVID pandemic. You cannot forget that. And one lesson we all learned, should have learned from this dire experience is that collective problems require collective solutions. So personal solutions are maybe necessary but not sufficient. I know that most of you come a long way. Keep in mind your roots and try to give back to your communities as much as possible. And become maybe a role model for many kids around you. This is very, very important. I'm sure you learned also, like me, that hard work and perseverance pay off. You also demonstrated, se puede, yes, we can. However, this is not necessarily the end of the road. Whatever you do next, keep your dreams alive. Remember that dreaming is what makes us humans. Follow your passion. I'm sure you have one. Sometimes it takes time to find it. Don't let others to put you in boxes that you don't want to be in. And aim as high as possible. Finally, let me take this opportunity to congratulate this college, Mercy College, and the entire community for this great achievement and their contribution to a diverse biomedical workforce in our country. This is amazing. So once again, thank you all for listening and congratulations for this great achievement.